Imagine you're in Los Angeles. At the last minute, you're offered tickets to Coachella, where your favorite band, the Mass Transit Unconformity, is headlining this weekend. You'd love to go, but dread the drive through San Gorgonio Pass, especially when the weekend is over and traffic backs up on the 10 for miles. But suddenly you remember, you can take the train. Today, that's a fantasy, but it may not be for much longer. Soon, there may be regular daily train service between Los Angeles and the Coachella Valley. The Coachella Valley San Gorgonio train service is a proposed daily intercity passenger rail service between Los Angeles and the Coachella Valley. The proposed train will leave LA's Union Station via the same route as the current Metrolink 91 Paris Valley train from Union Station to Fullerton to Riverside. It will deviate from that line at Riverside, going north and east to Loma Linda, then southeast through the San Gorgonio Pass and Coachella Valley before terminating at Coachella. A total of 9 stations are planned, including the current stations at Palm Springs, Riverside, Fullerton, and Union Station. Service will be twice daily, with the approximately 144-mile or 232-kilometer trip from Coachella to Union Station taking about 3.5 hours. With an average speed of 41 miles per hour or 66 kilometers per hour on an indirect route from Coachella to Los Angeles, it is apparent that speed is not a priority with this line. In this video, we will discuss the reasons for the line, the full routing, current and potential stations, and a couple suggestions to improve the line from the current proposal. Planning is being done by the Riverside County Transportation Commission, or RCTC, along with the Federal Railroad Administration, or FRA, and the California Department of Transportation, or Caltrans. Together, they have completed Phase 1 of the planning, the Tier 1 Program Level Environmental Impact Statement, Environmental Impact Report. RCTC and Caltrans are now actively seeking funding for the Tier 2 project-level environmental analysis, which will study specific stations and detailed engineering. There are several excellent reasons for a train from Los Angeles to the Coachella Valley. Here's a list of talking points that RCTC has put together to promote a Coachella Valley train. I'm not going to go through each talking point, as they read more like management buzzwords. I mean, California and beyond? Really? But they do highlight the many different ways a train from Union Station to the Coachella Valley would impact both people and the environment. A rail service to the San Gorgonio Pass and Coachella Valley will provide a much-needed transportation alternative for those who don't drive, don't wish to drive, or can't afford to drive from the pass and valley cities to Riverside and Los Angeles. It will also serve those visiting the area and those moving to the area. Additionally, the train will reduce the travel carbon footprint along the corridor. And if planned smartly, it could also be part of a larger initiative to implement a high-speed rail corridor from Los Angeles to Phoenix and Tucson. Current plans have rail service coming to the Coachella Valley within 10 years, depending upon funding according to the Desert Sun as of April 2024. Other sources say by 2040. In any case, it'll be a while. So let's see what they're planning. The train will leave Union Station heading east to Fullerton and Riverside. This routing is already being used by Metrolink. What's new is that the Coachella Valley line will travel north from Riverside, then east to Loma Linda along the Union Pacific tracks, before continuing to the San Gorgonio Pass with a stop at Beaumont or Banning. It continues southeast through the Coachella Valley, serving Palm Springs and Indio before terminating at Coachella. A total of 9 stations are planned, including the current stations at Palm Springs, Riverside, Fullerton, and Union Station. Planned service will be twice daily, although I do think it will run more frequently as people discover the utility of this line. Union Station, along with the Fullerton and Riverside stations, won't change much other than accommodating 2 more trains per day to a previously unserved destination. The biggest change to those stations will be the new placards for Coachella, along with new customers from the new line. The other existing station is Palm Springs, which I'll discuss later in the video with the other Coachella Valley stations. Along with the existing Palm Springs station, 5 additional stations will be built east of Riverside. One will be in Loma Linda, one in the San Gorgonio Pass, one in the Coachella Valley between Palm Springs and Indio, and one each at Indio and Coachella. No locations have been announced for these stations, so I'll be discussing some potential options. Loma Linda. I honestly don't know enough about Loma Linda to predict where the city might prefer its station location. The Union Pacific tracks run from the northwest corner to the southeast corner of Loma Linda, essentially dividing the city in two. There are 2 excellent potential station locations. One would be just west of the Anderson Street Viaduct, where there is a Loma Linda University parking lot to the south and an empty lot to the north of the tracks. The parking lot would be an excellent location, as it would serve the university and its excellent medical facilities. Student housing and some related development could be built adjacent to the station, which would probably be appreciated by the university's students, many of whom come from overseas. Almost a kilometer east is this small lot at the north end of Benton Street. While it's further from the university, it's much closer to the Veterans Administration Hospital. This would allow many local veterans, including yours truly, to easily reach the VA hospital without driving. There are other potential locations in Loma Linda, but these 2 would be my top options. There is only one station planned for the San Gorgonio Pass. However, I think the potential exists for both Beaumont and Banning to host a station, as both cities have over 30,000 residents. Beaumont is located at the divide between the Santa Ana River watershed to the Pacific and the Whitewater River watershed to the Salton Sea, thus the high point of the pass. The most obvious place for a station is at Beaumont Avenue and 4th Street behind the Del Taco and Starbucks. Unfortunately, the I-10 exit at Beaumont Avenue is already a traffic nightmare, and anyone wanting to walk or bicycle to the station there would probably be risking their life if they tried to cross Beaumont Avenue, making a pedestrian overpass across I-10 an additional necessary expense for this location. It might be better to have a Beaumont station somewhere from Pennsylvania Avenue to Highland Springs Avenue. Anywhere in here would be a good location not only for a station, but could also accommodate quite a bit of mixed-use development. This location would also serve San Gorgonio Hospital just north of I-10. A new bridge for pedestrians and cyclists would also be useful here, but is not a necessity. There are many potential locations for a station in Banning between 22nd Street and Hargrave Street. One of the empty lots near San Gorgonio Avenue I-10 Viaduct would probably be best, as the viaduct isn't busy and connects directly to the original Banning Business District. The sidewalk is about 2 feet wide on the viaduct, and the industrial nature of the immediate area doesn't lend itself to transit-oriented development. But the bridge can be improved, empty lots can be developed, and there's a fair amount of residential housing within a couple blocks of this potential location. This could be a great rail station for the community. Palm Springs technically has a station. It currently serves 3 Amtrak trains per week in each direction, with all stops scheduled around midnight to 2 a.m. Serving Palm Springs is obviously not a priority for Amtrak. The Palm Springs station probably won't change much, which is a shame. The station is not near the main part of the city. It's somewhat near the interstate, but it's not near any of the interstate adjacent businesses. The closest business is an electrical substation, and that's 380 meters away, or more than the length of 4 American football fields. And that's if you illegally cross the tracks. If you walk along the road, it's over 1,300 meters. Seriously, who thought a station here was a good idea? The potential for any sort of associated development here is zero, and there are zero services. Well, except for the parking, because that's all the planners here cared about. And then there's the weather experienced by those using the station. Frequent strong winds through the pass are great for powering the many wind turbines visible from the parking lot. Those same winds aren't so good for people using the station. Anyone here will be sandblasted since the station provides minimal protection from the elements. Blowing sand and flash floods frequently close Indian Canyon Road, which can be closed for weeks at a time, including the station entrance. This means passengers visiting Palm Springs Station will often need to use another station anyway. Obviously, the current location is not very useful. The station was once along Highway 111 on the road to Los Angeles, which is only closed once during my 6 years in Palm Springs. I have no idea why the station was moved to its present location. If anyone knows, please comment, as I'd love to know. Cathedral City. While the plan is to use the current Palm Springs station, a better location to serve Palm Springs may be on Date Palm Drive at the east end of Vistachino in Cathedral City. It's a great location. A large lot on the northwest corner of the intersection is adjacent to the tracks, and there's already commercial development across the street on Vistachino. If that property is unavailable, the southeast corner at Vistachino has an even larger empty lot. Unfortunately, Hurricane Hilary showed us that this intersection is subject to flash floods. A station could be built here, but flood mitigation will be needed. And while Vistachino deals with the same blowing sand and flooding issues as Indian Canyon, a new bridge is planned over the wash to relieve those issues, which hopefully will be completed by the time our train arrives. Rancho Mirage. A Mid-Valley station is planned somewhere from Rancho Mirage to Indian Wells. A Rancho Mirage station near the Agua Caliente Resort Casino has a lot of potential. Land on either side of the casino could support a station with both parking and mixed-use development. There was also some flooding here during Hilary, but there is enough land that wasn't impacted that building a station here wouldn't be too difficult. Acrisure Arena. This is another excellent Mid-Valley location, as there is available land adjacent to the tracks. Although the station would be on the opposite side of I-10 from the arena, a pedestrian walkway could be built across the highway. A station here would also serve a possible future California State University Coachella Valley. Close by, both UC Riverside and San Bernardino State already have satellite campuses. A train station with TOD adjacent to a much-needed four-year university in the valley? Yes, please. Indio. The most likely location for an Indio station is the location of the current Greyhound station. A train station here would be practically perfect. The location is already named Transportation Center. It's on the northeast edge of downtown Indio with plenty of space, and logically on the other side of the tracks from the old Union Pacific Station. It's also a short distance from the Sunline Transit Agency's transfer station, this bus shelter in the middle of an industrial district east of downtown Indio. The Greyhound location would be a great place to consolidate services. Coachella. A new Coachella station will probably be constructed along Grapefruit Boulevard near the east end of 6th Street. There's plenty of land along the Union Pacific right-of-way to build a new station. There's already a fair amount of development here, as downtown Coachella is just across the street. There are other locations where a station could be built, but the station should be built near downtown. That wraps up the current extent of the project. But there are a few things I'd like to see RCTC consider in their planning, either now or sometime in the near future. Possible extension. There is no mention in the documentation, but the feasibility of an extension to Thermal and Mecca should be considered as this line is built. Both communities are economically challenged, with Mecca having the highest unemployment rate in the county at 11.8% as of April 2024. There is also plenty of available land in both communities for a new station. Other changes I'd like to see considered in the plan include increasing the frequency to more than 2 trains daily, a separate passenger-only track, at least for some sections, and line electrification, which would be possible with a passenger-only line. As I just mentioned, a separate passenger-only track should be considered. At least, a separate track in parts of the line could be designed to reduce conflicts with Union Pacific traffic. With that in mind, building that track would be a great opportunity to build a better located Palm Springs station at the north end of the built-up part of Palm Springs, adjacent to the Desert Highlands neighborhood. You know, where people in Palm Springs actually live. A station here would be exponentially more useful than its current location, 3 kilometers north on Indian Canyon Drive. This new track would run entirely through undeveloped land. It would depart from the Union Pacific right-of-way near Windy Cove, running in a straight line along Highway 111 to the levee, then straight east along the levee north of Desert Highlands before returning to the UP tracks on a bridge across the wash. Amtrak already plans to run rail service from LA to Phoenix via Palm Springs. This deviation should be built either into the original plan or at least be an early improvement. Conclusion. A Coachella Valley San Gorgonio train service would be a great addition to Southern California's transportation options. The Coachella Valley is best known for its older population, which would appreciate an alternative to driving to Los Angeles. But less well known are the many economically disadvantaged people in both the valley and the pass, for whom car ownership can be a struggle. As a Palm Springs resident, I guarantee I would use this train at least a few times per month, though less frequently than I would if the station didn't require using a road that is closed for days at a time several times per year. The train probably won't happen soon enough for me, but I'd still love to see this happen for the Valley's future. Thank you for watching this video. I do hope it's educated you about this project, and hopefully you can see the benefits of this line being built.